Well, this is the house, the last house that I lived in Montana, and this is the area anyhow. Ahead of us, where we're parked now, there's a sort of a pale yellow house, and there used to be a bigger, brighter yellow house there, and that's where I lived after we moved in from Chinook. From Zurich, excuse me. And this is where I graduated from high school and where Donnie and I got married. And this is, we lived here for about 2 years, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Like I say, that's the last house I lived in here in Chinook. And right across the street, toward us, where there's an old ramshackle house now, there was another house there, and an Indian family lived there, and once in a while she'd have me come and babysit, and her kids were just terrified of the boogeyman, and I couldn't make them understand that that was just pretend. But anytime there was a noise up in the attic or something didn't feel quite right to them, ooh, boogeyman. All right. This location, when I lived here in Chinook, was occupied by a guy named Ace Shoemaker. His name was Richard Shoemaker. They called him Ace. He was a car just went by us again with a really, really curious looking character. Trying to figure out what the heck these two broads are doing. Okay, well, anyhow, I used to walk over and visit with them every once in a while. At that time, he was probably in his early 70s, or right close to 70. He had been a cowboy and about everything else, gambler, whole bunch of stuff when he was young, and at one point he got caught rustling cattle, got shot in the leg, so he walked with a diamond willow cane. Beautiful, beautiful cane. And he was a really nice looking old man. Had a mustache and a lot of silver hair. And he was married in the classic Western tradition to a schoolmarm. And she was exactly what you'd expect from a schoolmarm, real prim and proper, small, not really tiny, but a small person, and very, very outspoken. So I'm not too sure how the two of them got along, but they seemed to muddle along somehow. He was a very interesting character.
What was her name?
I have no clue. I wasn't that interested in her. I really don't know what her name was.
And how old was he when you saw him?
Pardon me?
How old was he when you saw him?
He?
Yeah.
He was in his 70s, I'd say.
And what year was that, roughly?
Well, that would have been like 48, 49.
Huh.
So he was a typical cowboy person. Filled all the Western traditions, and was just a neat guy.
And his name was Ace.
Yeah, they called him Ace. His name was Richard Shoemaker.